Hey guys, so while I'm working on the next collection, I thought it would be fun to talk for a second about how I put collections together. How much of it is style-based or art-based or science-based or healing-based and all that kind of good stuff. So it's really a mixture of all of those things. And I thought, since it's been a few years since I really showed a behind the scenes about creating one of my collections, I thought today would be a fun day to do it. So I'm going to turn around the camera and I'm going to show you guys how I put together this particular collection. So first thing you're going to notice is that I've got my black velvet display here all organized and beautiful with the different pieces. Now, obviously it didn't start this way. It was quite a mess this morning. But what I did was I took all of the different colors that were speaking to me. And of course, some of that is fashion or style related. We're in autumn, so what are the colors that we're seeing around us? What are the colors that people are wearing right now? What are the colors that are really speaking to me? And of course, it's those fall, leaf colors, the oranges, the peaches, the yellows. So I started just pulling different crystals that were speaking to me. And of course, it was an autumnal palette. Once I had put together all of these different crystals on this little display area, and I actually had a bunch of kind of silver, black, whites as well, which will be our next collection, likely, probably more of a winter, like a December, January collection. But so I've moved all of those out of the way, and then I started arranging all of the colors that had spoken to me into different areas. This autumnal palette that I happen to have selected is really a palette full of stones that have to do with empowerment and creative expression. The sacral chakra area, right? The oranges, the peaches. And so I had all of these different empowering colors. This piece was really the beginning of this collection. We have our two different types of sunstone, raw and polished, just showing the color variation in these gems, which is incredible. And then sodalite, which is for connecting with your highest self, tranquility, calm mind. So calm mind and then empowerment, disconnecting from things that are no longer serving and really connecting to your true self, connecting to your own personal power, your own creative expression. So from that piece, I knew I wanted to do this bracelet and these earrings that reminded me I had a piece that somehow I forgot to ever add to the shop. So this piece features the sodalite and has more of a tranquil essence, but of course the tranquility is also empowering because it's allowing you to live from a place of peace rather than a place of stress, right? Okay, so now if we've got these peaches and oranges mixed with a little bit of the cool from the bluish purple sodalite, I saw this and I pulled some more pieces that went along with that. And one of the first ones that I pulled was this beautiful agate. This I actually found in Maine, right outside of Acadia National Park. Agate is one of the crystals that is found in Maine, and so I wanted to bring home one of those with me. So I found this one, which of course has the druzy inside, those little sparkles, absolutely gorgeous. I did a very simple wrap in gold wire at the top. This is gold fill wire. So this is very, very dramatic in its, the gold wire wrapping and also the druzy crystals, but also subtle because of the tone quality, this kind of gold, brown, beautiful natural color palette. So I pulled that to go with the sunstone and the sodalite. And from there, I started to realize that these brighter yellows didn't really match with the orangey peachy colors that were at the center of this empowerment collection. At this point, I had entitled it the Empowerment Collection because that was really my favorite pieces. So once I know that this is the Empowerment Collection, there were kind of two things that happen. I will pull other crystals that have to do with empowerment and I will see, do they fit in to the look of this collection? Will they match? And if they do, they stay. And if they don't, they go away for another time, right? Then I will say, okay, great. So these empowering crystals, for example, all of these yellows, we have bumblebee jasper, we have orange calcite, rutilated quartz, and they're absolutely stunning. But I started to notice that they are more distinct from this palette that I had pulled, the central palette of this kind of peachy orange. I also had all of these maybe closer colors, like this dark citrine is a little bit closer to the color palette that I was going for, especially that fall look. But at the same time, what that really matches with are all of these dark browns that I pulled, the tiger eye, the blue tiger eye, the smoky quartz. And while those would look beautiful with these kind of peachy oranges, and they would kind of anchor the collection in a way, they aren't as much in that empowerment sphere. They're more releasing negative energy, grounding, calming, meditation. And yes, if I wanted to make a giant collection, I can pull those things into how that's empowering, but there were enough of them that they really make their own beautiful capsule. So I moved those to the side, I moved the yellows to the top. Now we have a clear delineation. And once I had my central pieces, I started to think, you know what, actually, this creative vision pendant would go stunningly with this capsule collection that I have here, this empowerment collection. Yes, it features a silver, a hematite, which is a little on the outside of what I had going on, but it's super empowering to be able to find your creative vision, to be able to say, this is exactly what I want to speak into the world, and I have confidence to speak that out. So it matches empowerment and it shares some of the color traits while being a little bit on the outside of it. Then I started to realize, okay, so we've got this one agate slice. Oh man, I have a bunch of agates which don't match this color palette, but I have some that do. For instance, the fossil agate, which is this absolutely stunning, like seeing this on a video will never do it justice. But the like blush pinks of this, baby pinks, soft pinks, almost like pinky white of this stone are absolutely stunning. And agate is one of those centering gemstones that helps you to find your core and sit there, right, within that calm center instead of being filled with anxiety or being distracted and things like that. So it brings you into your core. And of course, being brought into your core can help you to then feel empowered to create outward from that core, right? So from there, we bring in, of course, also the Botswana Agate. And this is fun because it brings in these pieces that I had wrapped in copper. So we've now got another fall element here in the orange of the copper. So all of these pieces, I'm going to do another similar to the Tranquility, I think, or this creative vision. I haven't decided, but featuring the sunstone and then working out from there, much like the Tranquility featured on the sodalite and worked out from there. How can you do peachy tones without having peach moonstone? So I'm going to add the peach moonstone in there. I haven't decided if this will just be a single wrap or if this will also have some different crystals going along with it and what those crystals might be. A sunstone and moonstone necklace could be fun. A protection necklace might be nice because peach moonstone is also protection, but then it's also wanderlust, so maybe another wanderlust necklace. We'll see. And then lastly, we have lepidocrasite in quartz, which helps you to open your heart to positivity, to abundance, and move through the world with an open heart. So, of course, that is a very empowering feeling. It's much like the yoga poses where you're opening your heart chakra, right? You're practicing being open to the world with your heart. That is a very empowered stance. Then we have all of our passion and purpose pieces, sunstone and carnelian. So bringing in the orangier side of the carnelian, right, with that peachiness of the sunstone. This is very much the creative support necklace. I wear this combination all the time when I'm feeling kind of washed up or used up or lacking creative passion, and I need to reignite that fire in me to produce more beauty into the world. I will wear my passion and purpose necklace. It helps me to remember that it's not just art for the sake of creating art, but it's art aligned with my purpose here on earth, and that's really the fuel for the fire. So from bringing in that kind of orange from the carnelian, I feel like that gives me the ability to then bring in the orange of aragonite, which is a very balancing crystal. So you get some of the similar properties that you get from agate of being centered, but this empowerment comes from balance. Again, no video will ever do justice to the beauty of aragonite. And also, red aventurine. This is the orangiest of the oranges that I put in here. So it's a little bit of an outlier, just like the silver of the hematite is a little bit of an outlier. So the aventurine family is all about abundance, good fortune, and the red aventurine is adding that power, that drive, that motivation to that. So motivation to get out there into the world and attract that abundance to you. So that is all of the pieces, at least as of right now, that I'm going to put into the collection. And all of that comes together through the process of pulling crystals that are speaking to me at this moment, then asking myself, okay, so what is the scientific understanding of what these crystals do? What is the traditional uses that these crystals have? This combination that sometimes I put them together based on, the traditional uses of those stones. Mostly it's intuition. And then from there, I ask myself, this intuitive combination, what does it say? What is it doing? And once I know, okay, this is really speaking empowerment, that creates the center of a collection. And then from there, I pull in other things that fit the color palette, the look, the style, but also match the healing benefits of this collection, because it's not just about the look. Everything that I do with my jewelry is about the healing benefits, right? So you want to make sure that the collection looks good visually, but is always also having one thing to say about its healing benefits. So that's this collection. Let me know if there's other parts of the creative process that you want to see behind the scenes. I'm going to try over the next year to do some more showing you guys behind the scenes, and hopefully over that time, my learning how to show you through the camera will improve to be able to let you see what I'm seeing in the room here. So if you have specific parts you'd like to see, let me know in the comments. And of course, like, subscribe, share with somebody else you think that might find this interesting. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.